pained Nigerians came to the airport in Plateau. The president told them that I have just 10 minutes to spend with you because I have an Easter engagement in Lagos. And you know that you don't have light. I'm quoting the president. Today Nigeria is recording the highest percentage of people with ulcer as a result of malnutrition and hunger.
From which statistics is that?
All our presidents, head of states, use Mercedes-Benz S-Class as their official car. This is the first time a president is coming and is using a beast, the same type being used by the American president.
You're talking about a government and a political party that you to bring into power.
Yes. Once I was blind, now I can see.
Dino Melaye said a lot in this interview, but here are some of the things he doesn't want you to know. All right, thank you so much for joining. Welcome to another episode of Femi Oguntayo Unfiltered Podcast. Today we're going to be doing something interesting, and we're going to be fact-checking Dino Melaye's political claims from the interview he had with Seun Okinbaloye on this podcast, Mic On. And Dino Melaye said a lot in this interview, but there are a lot of things he didn't want you to notice, and we are going to dive right into them in this segment. This is very important because we are in the electionary period, and it's very important that we fact check some of the claims being made by all those people. All those while they've been silent, and now because it is election period, they're coming out again with their lies and with a lot of claims. Some of them exaggerated, some of them flat out lies, and it is very important that we differentiate what is true from what is not, and then the people can decide for themselves what they want to do with this information. And it is very important that people are well informed, because when we are not informed, how can we even make good decisions? And it's very important that this next election in 2027, we make the right decisions. And that way we know who the right candidate is for this country. And I'm going to share my own opinion about the whole interview at the end of this video. But before we do that, let's jump right into the video and see some of the claims he made and fact check if they are true or not. Let's get right into it.
Senator Dino Melaye, thank you so much for coming on the Mic On podcast.
The pleasure is always mine. Good evening, Seun.
How are you today?
Very well. To God be the glory.
Has he been in opposition for a while now?
Yeah. Honestly, we're enjoying it because what is happening in this country, we've never seen it before.
What do you mean?
The magnitude and intensity of perfidy, of maladministration, of corruption. Are you talking of ineptitudeness? Are you talking of nonchalant, insensitive attitude of leadership? This is the first time in the history of our country that we're in 2026 and we're still implementing the budget of 2024. It has never happened before. And I can tell you without blinking that even the 2024 budget is not been implemented up to 50% as I speak. 2025 is zero. We've never seen anything like that before. Seun, we have a leadership that doesn't care. We have a leadership that is not perturbed, that is not disturbed, is not concerned. No empathy, no sympathy for innocent Nigerian citizens. This is the first time we're having a president who will visit people that are bereaved, people that are mourning in their state, and ask them to take a bus to drive 40 minutes to catch up with him in the airport. And when these pained Nigerians came to the airport in Plateau, the president told them that I have just 10 minutes to spend with you because I have an Easter engagement in Lagos. And you know that you don't have light. I'm quoting the president. These are people mourning who have lost their loved ones. You are meeting them at the airport. You have to transport them in buses, 40 minutes drive to bring.
First of all, his claim about the fact that the president actually went to see people that are mourning, and he was telling them, he had to leave because they don't have light over there. It's true, which is very, very sad and very, very disgraceful that we have a president who behaves like that, knowing fully well that it's the government's responsibility to even provide light for that community. And whoever has failed in that aspect, of course, the federal government has failed when it comes to national grid and all that. The governor of the state, the local government chairman of the area where this is happening, have all failed. And for the president to have the guts to say, "Oh, I have to leave because you guys don't have electricity," is very, very, it's first of all very insensitive, and it's just crazy because this is your own failure, and you are proud to even say that out loud for everyone to hear. So that is actually true. But this same Dino Melaye was one of the people that brought Tinubu into power, all because of their own political, interest. All these people, they are all concerned about their own political interests. They don't really care about the people. Because you can't tell me these people really care about the people, because even since they brought Tinubu into power and maybe they fell out with him, what have they done to better the lives of the people than just form another coalition so that they can go back to power and benefit themselves politically? But let's just go on with the video.
The airport. I've never seen that before. Meanwhile, over 300 people were in the hospital, suffering various degrees of injuries. But this president that reacted as if he has kerosene flowing through his veins and not blood, it's not perturbed, it's not disturbed. This is the first time that since Tafawa Balewa, since Aguiyi Ironsi, since Azikiwe, down the line to Muhammadu Buhari, all our presidents, head of states, use Mercedes-Benz S-Class as their official car. This is the first time a president is coming and is using a beast, the same type being used by the American president, costing over 8-9 times what the S-Class should have. This is the first time it's happening.
Well, that is definitely not true. The president of the United States, even though, yes, is the kind of vehicle he uses is called a beast. And maybe the one in Nigeria, the president in Nigeria also uses, might be called the beast also. I don't know what it's called, but I don't think it's called the beast. But maybe people just nickname it the beast also because of the way it is armored and, built. But it is a flat out lie that the president of Nigeria is using the same vehicle that the U.S. president uses, which is called the beast. The U.S. president has a lot of vehicles that is in his lineup of cars, but the particular one where he stays in, that is called the beast, it's not even, number one, it's not a Jeep like the one that was just shown on the TV, on the screen. He uses like a limo type of vehicle. It's a limo. There's a difference between a limo and a Jeep. And this particular vehicle, the only similarities is that they are both armored and, very thick and all that, was built specially for the president's security and all that, which is common to every president in the world. So I don't know why he had to lie and say the president of Nigeria uses the same vehicle that the U.S. president uses. The vehicle that the U.S. president uses costs nothing less than $1.5 million to build. In estimate, that's not the actual price, but in estimate, it is reported that it is between that range, $1.5 million. Whereas the Nigerian vehicle that he is talking about, that the president is now using for his own protection, built specifically for him, also armored and all that, is also not reportedly, even though it's still very expensive, it is reported to be in the range of $300,000 to like maybe $800,000, which is still a lot of money when you compare that, when you convert that to naira, which because that's going to be probably around 400 million, 800 million, even 1 billion, which is crazy for just a car, But of course, we know that the president has been said to be targeted by some military coups and all that. So it's probably one of the reasons why he's protecting himself that hard. But I mean, why wouldn't you want to protect yourself when you're not doing well? If you're doing the right thing, nobody would want to kill you. Nobody would want to take over from you. So, but it just still boils down to failure of government and misplaced priorities. If we can be spending that much on a vehicle instead of spending money on the right places, if you did the right thing, nobody will be targeting to kill you. But if you're not doing the right thing, of course you want to protect yourself because you don't want to be killed. But it is a lie that the president of Nigeria uses the same vehicle as the US president. That is flat out lie. It is not the same vehicle. I just want to put that out there.
You're talking about a government and a political party that you to bring into power.
Yes. Once I was blind, now I can see.
You are talking about one person that you used to be you were very close to Asiwaju Bola Tinubu.
My brother, husband and wife get married, celebrate a funfair marriage, well attended, spend millions on wedding day. And shortly after, one of them will discover that I married the wrong person. And what will he or she do? Is to walk out of that relationship. I was operating in a satanic milieu. I was operating in a dangerous environment. And I had to leave. I had to change. Just like Saul on his way to Damascus became Paul. I was Saul, Sheung.
You were the master of ceremony. You were the one heralding all the major events of the APC.
My brother.
You spoke Hausa. You spoke Yoruba. You spoke English language.
My brother.
You tried to convince and package the APC.
I'm happy you are a Christian. Saul persecuted the church. On his way to Damascus, he saw the light and became Paul. I am now Paul. You are talking of Saul.
It's crazy because this same Dino Melaye that is claiming, I was in a satanic relationship. When the husband and the wife is married, they disagree and bullshit. This man and many others in the ADC have always moved from one party to the other. They have a history of cross-carpeting from one political party to the other. This same Dino Melaye, as we all know, has moved from different political parties since he started his political career in 2007 or so. In 2007, he joined the PDP. He was there for 7 to 8 years. Then he left the PDP to APC in 2015. Why? Of course, for his own political interest, not because he cared about the people or he cared about what the PDP government was doing. He saw where the political tide was going and he saw that the PDP was going to lose anyway. And he went to the APC in 2015. That was during the Buhari era. We all knew what was going on there. Everybody saw that there was no way Goodluck was winning that election. And he saw that also, of course, because he's a political jobber, he moved from the PDP to APC in 2015. And again, in 2018, he left the APC back to the PDP. Why did he move? You would think, because he really loves the people, right? Maybe the APC government of Muhammadu Buhari wasn't the best and he had to leave because he couldn't continue to be member of a party that is not good for the people. Of course not. He left again back to the PDP because he had internal issues or internal party issues with the governor of Kogi State then, Yaya Bello. He was a senator under the APC and he moved back to the PDP. So these are people who have been moving from one party to the other, all because of their own personal political interest, not because they love the people, or not because they truly want any real improvement. And now he has left the PDP again in 2025, now in the ADC, to join his cohort, his fellow corrupt politicians. because now they see that, okay, this government might also be leaving in 2027, which I don't even see how that is even going to be possible. I'm not here to talk about for the government, but this is not the solution. This set of people are not the solution to Nigeria's problem. But of course, it saw that the political tide is moving again, and the coalition, the ADC, might also be the next new thing. And now it's back in the ADC. Of course, it just wants to stay relevant politically. That's why it's moving from one ship to the other. So we are not surprised. We are familiar with his gimmicks. So we are not surprised that he's in the ADC now. So if he wants to talk about he has seen the lights or he was blind, now he can see. Save us of all those bullshit. We already know who you are. So you can't just tell us you saw the lights. Oh, that's bullshit. We know who you are.
That was an evil company I was
That
keeping.
was Saul Dino Melaye. But yes, now this is Paul Dino Melaye.
Because I have seen the lights. I was operating in an evil company. And that is why I'm telling you that no Nigerian today, except those who have sold their conscience to the devil, except those who are eating with the devil, will not complain about the class of leadership we have in this country. Seun, people are eating now from the garbage.
You saw someone eating from the garbage?
A lot of people. Every evening here, I see how Nigerians come, open your garbage basket in front of your house, scramping for whatever is edible or useful to them. Today Nigeria is recording the highest percentage of people with ulcer as a result of malnutrition and hunger.
From which statistics is that?
It's all over the place. I can send you the link. After this program, please, I will send you the link. And I am telling you that it's worse than that. In 8 years.
This is another claim that is just ridiculous. Number one, Nigeria does not rank number one when it comes to global ranking with number of people living with ulcer. That is blatant lie. Nigeria does not even rank number one in West Africa. Ghana has more people living with ulcer than Nigeria. Number two, Nigeria does not even rank number one in Africa. The number of people, the global ranking by WHO states that most countries that are living with people with ulcer, the highest number of people living with ulcer in the world, are in maybe South Asia, East Asia. Globally, Nigeria, I think Nigeria ranks 30 something or 31st when it comes to people living with ulcer. And, when it says, oh, Nigeria ranks number one when it comes to people who live in ulcer, it sounds believable because, oh yeah, poverty. Yeah, maybe there's poverty in Nigeria. Of course. There's hunger in the land. Of course. Is it caused by this government? Of course. But when you come out with facts about why there's hunger, come out with facts. When you want to claim that there's hunger, come out with why there is hunger. Not just come out with bogus claims like Nigeria ranks number one when it comes to people living with ulcer in the world because of the government's failure in the area of alleviating poverty and hunger. That's not true. And number one, ulcer is not even caused solely by hunger. It's caused by a lot of things. It's caused by bacteria and stuff like that. Not just mainly because of hunger. So this is one of the claims that is just too bogus and it's just exaggerated just so you can score political points. But I just want to state that out too. So let's continue to watch.
Today Nigeria is recording the highest percentage of people with ulcer as a result of malnutrition and hunger.
From which statistics is that?
It's all over the place. I can send you the link. After this program, please, I will send you the link. And I am telling you that it's worse than that. In 8 years, with subsidy, Buhari borrowed 87 trillion. With subsidy. In 3 years, without subsidy, Tinubu borrowed 151 trillion. That's before the last borrowing. If you add the last borrowing, we are going to close to 160 trillion. My brother, in 3 years, endangering generations yet unborn. Just yesterday, Seun, I listened to the president. See what Tinubu said. Tinubu was prompting the judiciary.
About what?
No courts, as at today, no court in Nigeria have said our convention is illegal. No court have said so. But Tinubu prompting the courts and sending a body language to the courts said that we are disobeying court orders and going ahead with the convention. What do you think is happening?
Were you disobeying court orders?
You are an investigative journalist.
Yeah, but I mean, the question is that
you are an investigative journalist.
There is a court order which says that status quo ante bellum should be maintained.
And that has been interpreted.
Yeah.
And status quo ante bellum means that David Mark should continue as chairman.
But when the court say maintain status quo ante bellum, he's almost telling you that do nothing until I determine this matter.
He said maintain. See, there's a difference between status quo and status quo ante bellum.
Mm-hmm.
It means the situation before the war.
Mm-hmm.
The situation before forget the Latin jargon.
Yeah.
It simply means the situation before the hostilities.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the situation before the hostility? Nephew attended our NEC meeting on the 29th of July, 2027, where the leadership of David Mark, Aregbesola, and others was ratified. 29th of July. In August, we communicated that NEC meeting to INEC. And INEC, we have a certified true copy of that communication from to INEC. And I also want to announce to you that INEC was present in that NEC meeting. They monitored that NEC meeting of July 29th. The nephew went to court on the 2nd of September 2027. So, going to court on the 2nd of September.
You just know someone that thinks is stating facts, but he knows himself that he's lying. I know this is just a slip of tongue, but the fact that he keeps repeating 2027 when he probably meant 2026 or 2025 is just so funny.
2027. Meanwhile, the leadership of David Mark was ratified by the NEC, the highest organ of the party, on the 29th of July. So if the court is saying maintain status quo ante bellum, what they are telling you simply is what the situation was before September 2nd, that nephew went to court. And what was the situation before September 2nd? David Mark was the chairman.
But there are those who will say the rest in this matter and the subject matter of this whole case is that the transition from Ralph Nwosu led ADC,
my brother,
to Senator David.
Status quo is not date.
Just for a moment,
status quo is not date.
Before
status
the hostility.
Quo is situational.
Yeah.
When they say status quo, they're not talking of dates.
But what is in contention here? The leadership of the party. Nafi Bala is saying that once Ralph stepped down, he's naturally supposed to lead
I mean, imagine what is even going on in the opposition party that is saying they want to take over the government. Their own party is even, it has not even started yet, and they're already experiencing this kind of political, legal battles over the leadership of the party. I mean, I don't understand how Nigerians don't see through all this bullshit of all these leaders that brought us into this situation that we are. They literally brought in this particular president that we have right now. And now they want to form another coalition and bring up someone else. And some people are hoping that they're going to bring up Peter Obi. We're going to talk about Peter Obi later, because this video is not about Peter Obi. It's about fact-checking what is true and what is not in this interview with Seun Okinbaloye. But I just see this as total failure, because even the party, which it's just still very young. I mean, the coalition, which is still very young, the party is not young. It's been in existence for a long time. But the coalition, which has now come into the ADC, has already started having issues already with the leadership of the party, which should tell you what this coalition is all about. It's all about themselves. They don't really care about the people. All this fact that this man has come here to just, all this gibberish, fake facts, unreal fact, exaggerated facts, it's just to score political points and not to really prove anything reasonable.
Educate us more. Nephew resigned from our party on the 17th of May, 2027 and 26. He resigned in May. What happened to him between May and September? Was he sleeping?
Maybe it was a Saul and it's now a Paul.
No. What happened to
Maybe he's
him
now seeing the
between
light.
May and September? Of course, he commercialized his conscience. He got induced by the ruling party.
But there's no way you can be able to verify that. Are you able to verify that?
My brother, when we're in court, and we will prove that. We will prove that.
That it was being sponsored by the APC.
I said we will prove that 100%.
That nephew is being sponsored by the APC.
I said we will prove that.
But how do you want to navigate this? Because in the middle of this is also the timeline for you to be able to conduct your activities ahead of the presidential primaries.
Seun, Nigeria belongs to all of us. Those who make peaceful change impossible make violent change inevitable.
Are you talking about violence?
APC is a violent party, not ADC. We have no history of violence and we will not be violent, but we are going to assert our rights. We are going to prove to Tinubu and the APC that government is not owned by those in government. Government is owned by the people. And the ultimate power of government is the people.
Well, Senator, tell me, the government of the day has reeled out a lot of activities and policies that are being made by this government. And the bottom line is that there are a lot of policies that they say, look, a lot of Nigerians will feel the pinch, but at the end of the day, down the road, it will start bringing yielding some result. And we cannot continue to kick the can down the road.
My brother.
Just a moment. I mean, how do you describe us entering into an economic quagmire and you do not want us to face some hardship until we see the policy that is yielding result?
Not when you have a driver that is behaving like a drunken driver or is a drunk.
Is this how you describe the APC government?
Definitely.
You don't think that
In fact,
the economic policy of this government
Nigeria is like
is
a
in the right
car
direction?
without steering.
Is that fair to say?
Nothing can come out of nothing. You can only give what you have.
Can you say that in all of the indices of the economy and even some of the positive commentary of institutions like the IMF?
There is no positive commentary anywhere. We have nosedive in many of our assessments. Many. This government is clueless.
They say you've shot yourself in the foot. That the present crisis of the ADC is a crisis caused by the ADC members.
Anybody who's,
and members of the ADC called the leadership of Senator David Mark as hijackers. That you have come to the party to hijack it.
My brother, whoever is saying that is myopic, is porous, is parochial, is intellectually stagnant, is suffering from arthritis of the brain. When we started this party, they told us that Atiku, Obi, Amechi, how will they come together? That they will never come together. My brother, lo and behold, they came together. Even recently, they said, no, Kwankwaso cannot join them. How can Kwankwaso? Is Kwankwaso not with us now? When we started, they said, we give them 6 months. They will disappear. My brother, we just had a colorful, celebrated convention.
I mean, when you look at the setup of the people that have come together to form this coalition and, come together under this party ADC, which is not a new party anyway, like I've said earlier. It's just that this coalition has come under this umbrella of the ADC. These are big wigs, obviously. These are the people, like I said, that brought in this president into power. in 2023. And when you look at it, you will think, oh yeah, I mean, it's gonna be very, really, really difficult for the president to win politically. But that's just to tell you that all this, to these people, all this is just a game. They are just playing political games here. And the wave of political enlightenment and political, radicalization that we saw in 2023 from the young people of Nigeria when they came together to support Peter Obi of the Labour Party, I don't think we can see that for the ADC this time around. I mean, even Tinubu, when he rallied other parties to form the APC, when they brought out, when they supported Muhammadu Buhari, that was different because then the people that, formed the APC then were not the people that brought in, were not totally like the major people there, like the likes of Buhari, Tinubu, and, the ACN and the people, the ACN government then. They were the opposition that fought against Goodluck Jonathan. And when they formed the APC, it worked out because these are just people that didn't bring in the failed government that they are campaigning against. But in this scenario, we have people like David Mark. This man has always been in the Senate since 1999. Is someone that has never left the Senate. He has been elected. He has only God knows how many times he has used in the Senate. So he's one of the problems of this country. We have Rauf Aregbesola. He's one of the diehard supporter of the current president, who has always been in his person. Who even knows if he's there to just cause issues in the coalition to make sure the party doesn't survive the 2027 election. Because these are people who are diehard supporters of the current president, and all of a sudden they want to form a coalition and they want us to believe this is because they are also tired of what they are cheap, the poverty, the sufferings of the people of Nigeria. Only a fool will believe this coalition. And what pains me the most is the fact that we have Peter Obi amongst them. And I told people then in 2023, when Peter Obi was contesting under Labour Party and a lot of people were supporting him, even in the Southwest. In the Southeast, we can understand that because he's from there and they all voted for him massively. Of course, we all know it was just based on tribal, because he's from the Southeast. That was why they voted. They didn't really vote for him because of any serious policies, because you can't tell me that he's that popular in the Southeast because of his policies. They voted for him because he's one of them. And in the Southwest, we have people who don't just vote based on is from Southwest. If that was the case, Tinubu would have won Southwest overwhelmingly. But he lost Lagos State. I think the PDP won in maybe Osun State. I think Oyo State, the PDP even won. I don't even know. But the result in Southwest was so divided that it was even the North that brought in Tinubu. So when you now look at the same Peter Obi that people rallied around in the Southwest, in Lagos, we know how many Yoruba celebrities that stood with him, that said he's the right person and everything. And he won Lagos State, and he even almost came second in the election because he got massive votes, even as a third force. Now he has gone back. I told people then that this man is one of them. He's always going to be one of these people. He doesn't seem, he's not the kind of person that we should rally around and say this is going to be someone who's going to save us from the political actors that have been destroying this country right from 1999 that we go back to democracy. He has always been one of them. This was one who ran as vice president of Atiku Abubakar. And now he has gone back to meet his master in ADC. But what I'm just trying to say is that when you look at this coalition, when you look at this, this squad, right? This set of people, you would think, oh, it's going to be problematic for the APC. And it will be. It will be, because the politics have already started. You can see all this issue of court issues. They're saying someone it is the work of the president. Is the one infiltrating the party to cause issues with the party. Blah blah blah. Of course, the president is not going to just sit down and expect this coalition to work out. They're going to fight each other. But what I just expect people to do as Nigerians is to just look at what these people are doing. Let them be fighting each other. Let we as the people. He has said it. He said it is the people's will that will prevail, right? If we truly believe the people's will prevail, let them be fighting each other. It is even good that they are even divided right now. Imagine if all those people came together and supported Tinubu. If he was able to bring them together, they will continue to destroy this country forever. But it is even good that they are divided right now. And they are fighting each other. The ADC is fighting each other, or they are coming together to fight Tinubu. Tinubu is fighting them back. Let them be fighting each other, and let's find someone who can fight these people and get into power as president and bring the Nigeria that we all deserve to us. And I don't think it's going to come from people like the ADC, whoever they bring up as a candidate. And I mean, right now they've not even started, because whatever crisis we are seeing right now, it's even like the tip of the iceberg, because when they eventually pick a candidate for their party, that is going to cause another crisis. Because right now some people are saying it's going to be Atiku Abubakar. So even the people that are still part of the obedient movement, I don't even think if that is still a thing. But the people who are the obedient movement, I don't think they will be okay with supporting ADC, because Obi is part of the ADC if they pick Atiku as the candidate. And even if they eventually pick Obi as the candidate, I don't think Atiku Abubakar and the likes of Kwakwanso and the likes of Amechi will be ready to rally around Peter Obi as their candidate. So I'm still very curious and very, very excited to see how that works out for the ADC against this current administration. But just to let you know that these people just see this as a political game. Nigeria is bleeding right now. People are dying. Poverty everywhere. Prices of things are going up. Everything is expensive. Fuel jumped from 165 in 2023 to 1,000. Come on, what are we doing in 2026? Only God knows how much we'll be buying fuel in 2027. The dollar rose from how much to 1,000, almost 2,000 when Tinubu came in. Now it's going between 1,005, 1,003, 1,004. How long are we going to do that for? Nigerians need to wake up. I mean, this video was supposed to be to fact check what this man is saying, but at the end of the day, I just realized that, it doesn't even matter what he says. Even if he's saying the right thing. Yes, this government is terrible. Tinubu is a horrible human being. He's intolerant. He's the worst president in the history of the world. Is this, is that. Yes, he might be right. But what is the solution? Right? Because he's still the president and he has the power. He has the power to do a lot of things. He can influence the election. He can influence the judiciary. He can influence a lot of things. And all he's doing is to just bring himself back to power. He's not doing anything to make life better for the people. So what is the solution that this ADC, this coalition is bringing, other than to just put themselves in power again and continue to exploit the people? Everything he has been talking about in this interview, I have not heard one single solution about, okay, what's this ADC, this coalition, what is even their own agenda, what is their policy? And the moment you ask one of them, I was watching Atiku's interview or Obi's interview with Arise TV, and when the moment you ask them, okay, so how are you going to tackle this issue? They will say, I don't want to reveal all my plans. What do you mean you don't want to reveal all your plans? How do we even know you even know what you are talking about? How do we even know you know how to solve anything? How do we even know you have any reasonable policy to effect any change when you eventually get there to become president? If you can't really just tell us basic things that you're going to do so that we can hold you accountable and say, you promise you're going to do this, but you've not done it. All they will be saying is, I don't want to reveal all my tactics here. What tactics? This is not tactics. This is just tell us what the solutions you are going to implement when you become president. Anyway, Nigerians need to wake up, because the earlier the better, before it's too late, because the rate at which things are getting harder for Nigerians right now, I hope it's not going to get to a stage where we'll be the worst in everything in the world. Right now in the world, people don't even respect Nigerians anymore. And this current administration is not even doing anything concerning that. Insecurity getting worse. We are now like a pawn in the hands of some world leaders like the USA and the likes. And this is just because we have the wrong person at the helm of our affair in Nigeria. And all those fake politicians that brought him into power are now back to cajole us, to make us believe, they have seen the light. What light? That's the way they've always seen the light, moving from one party to the other. Haven't we learned any lesson? It is high time we open our eyes and realize that we need to try new people, new set of people with ideas, people that are strong, that are bold enough to stand against the tyrants or the corrupt politicians that have been looting our resources for years, that have been destroying this country for years, that have been coming together to steal our resources, to steal power and exploit the people. Corruption at the highest level going on in the federal government. Even at the state government level, a lot of corruption going on too. They're saying the president has given a lot of governors more money since he came into power, but the states are not even seeing the impact of the money. Where are the money going to? Where is the money going to? Only God will help us. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you click on like and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys on the next one.